he needs to get on the board this weekend. He needs to get on the board this weekend or this Monday. Absolutely. Need it from him. Need this defense to show up. I saw like Jalen Phillips was like, yeah, we don't want to press. No, press. Figure it out, dude. Whatever you're not doing, fix it. That's what we need. We need sacks. We need turnovers. You guys act like a real defense. And then when punting happens, mind your breaks. Just mind your breaks. I'm not saying don't have it, but just saying.
Who's next? Shop?
Probably. Rookie mistake.
No,
or
I wish there was a prop bet.
But here's the deal.
There was a prop bet on which starting defensive player is going to catch a penalty on special teams.
Chop wouldn't do that. Because Chop played special teams. Kenny G could.
Okay.
Those inside guys, when they break free, they want to go block the punt, but they don't know how to block a punt. And it's usually only on, and like I said before, everybody's wondering why these guys were playing special teams.
Yeah.
It's called safe punt. So in safe punt, your regular defense is in there because usually it's around midfield and you want to have somebody out there to defend the fake.
It was unsafe.
So that's why you had your starting defense out there. It happens all the time. If you pay attention.
I don't think it happens all the time.
No.
That happens to a team.
You don't know what part of it I'm talking about. Safe punt. Whenever a team is around midfield, if you look on the field, the regular defense for any team is going to be out there. It's not exclusive to the Dolphins.
Yeah, but does it happen where they mess it up twice?
No, usually they don't rush the, they usually don't rush. They just start checking for the fake.
On punt team, I better see Sealer sitting crisscross applesauce.
Yeah, we got to say that, huh?
Sit this one out, Zach, huh?
Sit this one out.
You just sit over there. We just want this punt to get off.
I got you.
Figure that out.
I play punt team.
What's the deal with Fields? Vlad, is he going to be back for this week, or is it Tyrod Taylor? Is there any update on that?
He's still under the protocol, the NFL's concussion protocol.
I didn't even see what happened, how he got concussed. Did he get snapped back on the thing, or did he get lit up?
He got hit and his head hit
the back of the turf.
But I felt like he was already playing with a concussion because he was getting banged up in that game.
Oh, was
Buffalo.
he?
Yeah.
At Buffalo, man, they hurt people.
Man, Tyrod Taylor still doing this thing.
Still doing it, man.
Tyrod is good until he gets hit.
Yeah. I mean,
once he gets hit, he's like, listen, I forgot, I'm a backup quarterback.
There's a bunch of teams right now are having what I call a bullpen game. That means they got starting quarterbacks that they trying to get 6 or 7 innings out of, but they really should be coming out of the bullpen, right? I say it about the Browns. Joe Flacco gonna give you 3 or 4 of the greatest weeks you've ever seen. Then he's not.
Russ is back. Russ is back in the backup.
Jameis.
Yeah, Jameis.
Russ went from 450 to benched.
He says he's not done. He said he's not done.
Okay.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
What, in New York or just in
general? Yeah, in general. But he said he's not going to demand a trade.
Well, no worry.
Cincinnati
will be calling soon.
Maybe. You think Kirk Cousins is sitting here and being like, man, nobody wants me?
No, Kirk's about to play in Atlanta. I've been talking to people in Atlanta.
Oh, Penix has stunk.
Penix has stunk, and they're on Raheem's neck.
Yeah, but didn't he take a shot at Kirk Cousins the other day? Because he was like, this ain't the same as Kirk Cousins. Because it's like, oh, it's his young guy. They all draft him. Like, once you're out, you're out. You're not going to go back to Kirk Cousins.
I don't know. Not if Home Depot.
Where's Kirk Cousins? He's still in Atlanta?
Yeah. Jeez, where you been, Leroy? We've been talking about this for the last 20 seconds.
Remember that? Yeah, we all thought he was probably going to get traded, but no, nobody took him. They just kept him. Is he doing another season of quarterback? Because that's all he's known for now, is being a reality TV show star.
Making a lot of money.
A whole lot of money, yeah.
What did he give him, like 2 years, $100 million or something like that?
3, yeah, something like that.
3 years, $100 million?
But guaranteed.
That guy, like, you want to talk about, that guy's made more guaranteed money than anybody in the NFL. The history of the NFL.
Smart guy.
Yeah.
A lot of dough. Him and Darrelle Revis, kings of it.
Well, also, he dealt with a lot of stupid owners and executives. They kept on franchising him. The more you franchise him, the more money he's going to make.
Yep. But no, he's still hanging. Russ is still hanging. Wentz. All these guys.
But Wentz is a backup.
Well, they are now too.
Right.
They are now too. It's all a club. You know, they should have a group chat of.
But Carson Wentz was brought in as a backup.
I understand, but Russell Wilson's like, you know, he probably knew once like he signed there. That whole QB room was weird as it was.
Is Jameis Winston still on that team?
Yes.
Yes. Lever.
Yes.
Lever, have you not been listening to what we've been saying?
No.
Oh my
I haven't.
Yeah, Jameis is still there, dude.
So they skipped right over him.
Yes. The only thing he did this year was get them out of a practice because he hit the crossbar because of God.
Jameis. Yes.
And then he demanded everybody go to Bible study.
Which they said they went back to practice.
I don't know. I don't know.
I remember those choices as a kid. You can cut the grass or go to this Baptist church for 3 hours.
Schmieder says Tobin is a couple of stars away from wanting Russ over Tua. At least Russ can throw deep.
He can't throw deep.
Dude.
He's not going to miss Tyreek. I'm going to underthrow him.
Can I?
I'm just Leroy.
I'm going to say this. Throwing the ball deep has more to do with the timing in which you throw it than the strength of your arm. Right? And you need to understand that. There's a lot of quarterbacks who can throw deep that don't have an arm as strong as Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes and stuff like that. It's when you throw it. That's the problem. The problem is Tua should know his strengths and weaknesses and stop looking around and then decide to chuck it.
Well, it just doesn't look like the same guy. You know, it's just he doesn't look as confident.
But
in any abilities that he had. Like,
do we do that when they're losing? Or
I'm just doing it based on what you said this week. You said you don't think he looks like the same guy. Like
he doesn't. But when I say that, when I watch him drop back and he does all this right here, like it just seemed like when he played before, things look more fluid. He looks very jerk. Like I don't know what he's trying to do.
He's not a cat burglar anymore.
Like he's when he drops back and he does that, like, yeah, it looks crazy. You know, it's not as fluid.
Well, you think it's in his head now? Because it's like, you know, he used to eat in that middle of the field, and now everybody kind of sits there and they're deking him. And
well, no, they're putting people there.
No, I know they're putting people there, but he used to throw between people. He didn't care. Like that was the thing. But he would go through tight windows.
The timing of it worked out. But what teams are doing now is they have one guy that just drops back in the middle and makes that window a little bit smaller to where you can't throw it there. And he hasn't been throwing the ball outside to keep them honest. Last week, he threw a couple of post routes. He threw a couple of out routes. He threw, a couple of outside routes to where then the middle of the field became more available because they can't just sit everybody in between the hash marks.
But also, like in that mix up, like you may start questioning yourself too, right? Like if you were in a place where you always would pull the trigger and now you're just second guessing yourself.
Of course.
So that's what it feels like.
That's human nature, right? So I just think that there's certain things that he says, but it doesn't reflect on how he's playing on the field. Like he says, I don't worry about that stuff, and I don't worry about the outside noise, and I don't worry about that. He seems a lot more hesitant throwing the football. And what happens is when you don't have a hose as an arm, your hesitation makes you even more limited because you then can't just throw a cannon to where you need to get it and play catch up with the football. So it's kind of one of those things that you have to be definitive in what you're doing. You have to be confident in what you're doing and just do it. Because if you wait and pat the ball, now you've taken yourself out of the play. And that's what's been happening on a number of occasions. Then he tries to throw that ball down the field and you go, woof. Once a receiver gets 40 yards down the field, you only got 2 or 3 quarterbacks that can reach that guy running. Because by the time the ball gets there, it's 55, 60 yards. So that's while we're sitting here talking about Tua, there's a lot of guys that where he's throwing that ball, there's a lot of guys that can't throw that ball. And that's why it looks like it's hanging up there. So it's a timing thing. If you're going to throw that pass, it has to be thrown sooner. That's just like certain people say, he has a great. Russell Wilson doesn't have a cannon for an arm.
He's got a pretty good arm.
Huh?
He's got a pretty good arm, though.
He's got a good arm. His timing, though. Like those balls that are being caught are only 40, 45 yards, but it's when he throws them. So it looks like, whoo, look at that deep ball.
Well, the thing that was crazy about the last game is like, we know Josh Allen is a piss whistle. He did the same thing Tua did. It was all short passes to tight ends.
Right.
It's not like now we all know what he can do. He can throw it wherever, but it's not like that's what their bread and butter was the entire game either.
Right.
And I think that's the thing is with this Tua thing is just basically it feels like the only thing he's comfortable with right now is checking it down to Achane. That's it. Like he used to be feasting over the middle, finding those guys, keeping the chains moving. And then, they would uncork explosive plays from time to time. And it just all feels muddled up right now.
Right. And part of it, put it this way, part of it is the play designs not give him an opportunity to do that, right? So you notice how open things got when he started throwing, like he threw that out route to Tyreek, and he threw a couple of balls outside, right? And notice how things opened up inside. So you got to kind of do stuff like that. You can't just keep going to the well, which they were doing the first 2 weeks. Just, okay, we're going to just run our stuff. Hopefully it'll work. And you throw that pick to the parking cone in the middle of the field. Like, you can't. Dude, they should not be able to figure out where you're going to throw the ball and just sit anybody there. That's bad play design. It is. Like, if I could take you and put you on the defense and tell you, Tobin, go when the ball snap, go stand here. He's going to throw it to you. And he throws it to you? Come on. That's not good. That's not good football. So, yeah.
It's been a rough watch. There's no doubt about it.
Say, Leroy, Tua doesn't need your extra cushioning when we call out his flaws. Like, it's not.
Well, I mean, I just got to be a question here because you people in the chat, you're all very stupid right now. Who's made an excuse for Tua? We've just literally been talking about the game. Like, nobody here has saying, Leroy, has this been a segment? Poor Tua. He has to
not at all.
He has to play behind this line. Nobody said that the entire time. So, like, I need you guys to all get a grip. I know everybody's pissed off.
We don't need your extra cushion. There is no cushion.
I know everybody's pissed off right now. Nobody has made an excuse for Tua. In fact, everybody I think has said, like, this is very clearly the worst that he's played football. But I do think it is worth saying, and I've said this, there's people who think that Tua's always sucked. Good for you guys. But there are people that thought that Tua had some goods, and I don't see as good a guy anymore. I see a guy who's not playing up to the highest level that he's played at, and we're trying to figure that out.
Right.
If you want to call that excuse making, fine. I mean, you sound stupid. You are a bad listener, but that's okay. You guys could just live in your little well. I'm not sitting here saying this is Mike McDaniel's fault, Tyreek Hill's fault. Quite the contrary. I think that a lot of those guys have done okay for him. Achane has looked good when they've gotten things going. He has been a big problem this year. There's no doubt about it. And the critiques come with what they are. He's the highest paid player. Are there other concerns on the team? Yeah, sure. But I think it's fascinating because I do think that we're seeing a guy who doesn't look as good, and I'm wondering what those reasons are. Is it because he's got happy feet? He doesn't have the time? Because this was a guy a year ago that was like, doesn't matter who's in front of me in the O-line. I get rid of it so fast.
Here's
and
the
now
problem,
it doesn't seem like that.
Just imagine you doing something that you have been absolutely sure about for a number of years, and it worked, and it worked, and it worked, and it worked, and you didn't have a problem. Like you said, didn't matter who was in front. He could make the throws. He knew where he was going with it. He could read it. Everything worked perfectly. Then somebody throws an adjustment at you, right? Now you got happy feet because you can't throw it there, and it looks different for whatever reason. I've never seen Tua with like the way he's chopping his feet and looking like it doesn't look fluid. And that's the reality of it. For whatever reason. I don't know what's going on in that man's head.
Yeah.
But I do know this. Where he was throwing it 2 years ago or last year, they've taken that away.
For sure.
And until they come up with a solution for that, he's always going to look bad. I think part of it, and part of the reason why he has looked the way he has, is because for 3 years, he's always been so confident in where he's throwing it. And in the first 3 weeks of the season, it looks like there's doubt, right? So that means when you have doubt, that means the balls that you end up throwing deep or late, they look like punts. The balls that you're throwing, up the middle, you're nervous because they've been picked off at the worst times. And the defense is just fooling the crap out of you. And so what you have to do with Tua, you have to reset his thinking, right? Because when you run a normal offense, it's very easy to say, okay, let's just move our direction here. We're going to read this because this is what they're doing. But you run the same plays. You just look in a different direction.
You think he needs to get on that darkness retreat with Aaron Rodgers? Reset the mind?
He don't need a darkness retreat. He actually needs more light so he can see more. Right? Darkness ain't going to help this dude. He been throwing the ball in darkness.
They got the neon jerseys this week, so maybe that'll help. I'll take my -1.
Will you please tell the people what you asked me?
What did I ask you?
About the green. I'm like
-1.
Leroy had a heart monitor on. He's been monitoring his heart, and he was explaining that
at night it blinks. And so I kept yelling to Mel, hey, your phone's going off. She goes, hey, jackass, that's that thing on your chest. It's like bright, it's blinking. And so
time out.
What?
Technology again?
No, it's not technology.
it always gets him.
So
no, that's technology, bro.
Because it blinks. It was blinking.
That's technology.
Yeah, it's like a lighthouse.
It's like a lighthouse.
But it's
letting you know the battery is.
-1.
So Toby goes, was it neon green? I'm like, dude, it just like.
I just want to know, is it like traffic light green or was it neon? I was just curious.
I don't know. It's just a light that's right in my face.
I'm sorry.
And you thought it was a phone?
Wow, that's really annoying.
Huh?
Thought it was a phone?
Yeah, because when your phone's on
he has
vibrate.
His phone, he has light text notifications.
Right.
Like an insane person.
No, here.
The one that goes
he does like a strobe light on this.
Oh my goodness, why, Leroy?
It's in the other room. I don't care.
Awful.
That's how they sound.
With or without you.
The intangibles love you too. Mike McDaniel is speaking to the media.
We got time.
Whatever he's
sure?
Yeah.
Boy, they probably haven't gotten through. If it started, what time did it start? 11:15?
I'm guessing he just started like 11:15. Yeah.
So I'm guessing he made it through one question.
No. Yeah.
He's
still answering the first question right now.
Yeah, that's what I just said. Yeah.
You said he's getting. Oh no.
Oh
no, he's in the middle. He's still in the middle of answering the first question.
Probably.
You know you're in for a long answer when he goes.
He just said an right now.
Yep.
That's when you know he's lying.
Some pearls are, yeah, exactly. And
a good liar, because you know when he's lying, because he's trying to find the right thing to say.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a lot of times, like coaches, and here's what you can appreciate certain types of coaches, right? Like Bill Belichick never stuttered through an answer because he was consistent with how he answered
did
questions.
Grumble.
He was consistent with how he answered questions throughout his whole career. So you didn't have to think or whatever. He was going to be consistent with that. Mike McDaniel's trying to get somewhere with his answer, but it comes across not the way that he would think.
You want to know why?
Why?
I anticipated this question.
See, and that's it.
He anticipates questions.
Right.
What?
It was asked about Patrick Paul. It's from Travis Wingfield's Twitter. It's the first question I've gotten about him, which for an offensive lineman, that's probably a good thing.
Yeah. I would say the Dolphins are in an interesting position because they have injected this team with youth, and fans don't have the patience for young players. And so there's a lot of these guys going through growing pains from being a first or second year player, and where your team or where your fan base is or where your owner wants to be isn't taking that into account, right? So, like, Patrick Paul got an advantage last year by not playing, even though I would have played him at left guard, right?
Mm-hmm.
He got to watch a really good player.